Hi, everyone.
Hi, it's Mike.
And Mary.
With business as usual.
With an asterisk.
And what does the asterisk mean again?
Let's see. What does it mean? I think it means that
Keep
everything's
working,
the same as it was.
But do it safely.
But different,
Yeah.
right?
It's day 20 of our video series.
Yeah.
And I know you're all riveted to the screen. But it's the weekend. What a perfect time for you, and let us remind you of this because it was something we did cover briefly in a previous video. It's the perfect time to reach out because people are home and sick of being at home. So, boy, they're ready for a diversion. And you could be a welcome diversion.
People are answering their phones.
Yeah, they are.
There's no question about it. Our students are having conversations. If you haven't been having conversations, come on, get with the program.
Yeah.
Maybe, though,
please,
you're wondering what to say. Like, what am I having a conversation about?
Did you hear that question this week?
I did not.
What should I say?
I did not.
Oh, I did. I heard it a bunch and heard some great answers. And all of them centered around this. Start with showing caring first. You know, don't go in right into salesies. Don't be the real estate agent. Be their trusted advisor, someone who's checking in, reaching out.
That is so Wickman.
Yeah. So, how are you doing? How are you holding up? Everything okay at your house? Is there anything I can do for you? You know, we've got people volunteering to drop stuff off at their neighbors, to help out a neighbor. I think that's a great thing. People don't care what you know.
Till they know that you care.
Exactly. And caring about what others care about.
Is what caring about is all about.
That's what we learned
from Floyd.
Are you
making me finish your sentences? This is a little scary.
Fill in the blank.
Okay,
that's what it's
but
called.
We're not just calling to be good buddies and to, shoot the breeze. We're also calling to prospect, and we're calling to expand our business and to be present as a realtor. So I think there's a little more to it than just being friendly and kind and helpful, although that's good, and that's where we should start. What comes next, Michael?
Well, what do you do if you're going to have real estate enter your conversations? I think before you make any calls, you want to do your research and know your numbers, because they're going to ask you, is anybody actually buying houses these days? How's your business? Aren't you at a standstill? Well, do your research, know your numbers, because here's what we've discovered.
You're not at a standstill.
No.
You're not. You personally might be. Your friends might be. But I'll tell you what, there is business being conducted. And we've been saying to you now for, I think, 8 days, know your numbers. Because when you start looking at those numbers, you're going to start saying, hey, I'm going to get my share of this.
For sure. And we've done research in all different kinds of markets because we have students everywhere right now. And literally everywhere, there's still properties going under contract.
Yeah.
So if they ask you or if you bring it up, you can always say, just wanted you to know that there were 142 properties that went under contract in the last 10 days. So if you know somebody who has to buy right now,
or sell,
or has to sell right now, here's what I wanted you to know. Because I'm creative, because we've figured this out, we can do it without risk to them or to their family. Because we figured out how to do real estate virtually. And if you know somebody who's in that position where they have to buy or sell, I'm urging you to have them get in touch with me so that they don't have to go work with somebody who's willing to put them and their family at risk. I would never do that. That's why I've figured it out.
It's a really good point. You know what else? Investors. Investors are out there in the marketplace right now, because they can see there's an opportunity to buy when maybe someone else isn't willing to buy. And I have a bunch of students that are selling and working with investors right now. So open up your mind. The possibilities are out there. Start talking real estate. What's the alternative? So let's get our share of that business.
Yeah. A couple more quick thoughts before we wrap up for
Yeah.
today. And one of them is, I've heard from a number of people who are reaching out to our frontline healthcare professionals, people they know who are really frontline in this. And it's as simple as send them a box of chocolates. Send them a thank you. Isn't that nice? Yeah.
Totally.
Or maybe one of the teachers who is just bending over backwards with their creativity to help the kids get through this year of schooling. And we owe them a lot. Yeah, all those people. You notice that we don't need reality TV stars at this time? What do we need? We need policemen and firemen and healthcare workers and teachers. That's who's important in this world.
And doctors and nurses and people that show up and work at the grocery store. Sometimes just even saying thank you for showing up and working when you do have to leave your house. Isn't it nice to know that there's somewhere you can go to get a gallon of milk and someone there to sell it to you? So what if we went out there and expressed gratitude?
Gratitude and appreciation are pretty powerful forces to set loose in the universe. So do so. It'll always come back to you.
And if you've got time for one little project, we'd like to give you an assignment. The one thing that's preventing some of us from doing a listing presentation. Do I wait until the middle of June or do I do it now? Well, do it now virtually. And maybe what's holding you back is you haven't done that before. So what if you experimented over this weekend with a couple of friends, maybe someone that has done a Zoom presentation, or maybe 3 people that haven't, and you put your heads together and figure out how we can. Let's be each other's audience. Let's mess around a little bit online and figure out how to use these virtual tools that will help our sellers and our buyers.
Listen, you've been Wickmanized. You know how to sell. You've got selling skills. You've got dialogue skills. You can always practice them and get better at them. And you've built relationships because you have your book of business. Now you add to it the ability to use technology to deliver these presentations, whether it's a buyer agency presentation, a listing presentation. You put all 3 of those ingredients in place and you've got no competition.
That's for sure. Schedule yourself some appointments, why don't you?
We're going to be here for you right through to the other end of this, because there is going to be another end to this. We are going to come out of this, and we're going to come out of it strong and with momentum.